What up, Jaguars? This is Left Side of the Brain. Well, let me lower my voice a little. This is Left Side of the Brain. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the likes button before we even get started. Yeah, Jaguars, it's been a while since, not too long, but it's been a while since I touched bases. As you all know, I'm working on the book, and I told you all that since I am working on the book, it's going to be some brief periods when you don't hear from me, and I just need you all to be understanding and work with me and understand that I'm trying to get the material out to each and every one of you Jaguars, because I feel like if I'm going to do this channel, if we are going to have this platform, we need hard copy material in our hands, because we are building with that type of, information that is way too important to just be in video form. And it's way too important for us to not have a guidebook that we can refer to. So without further ado, let's get into tonight's topic. And like always, I like to say, how are you Jaguars doing tonight? It's a little rainy where I'm at. It's rather cold as well. As you know, it's a storm on the East Coast, a cold front that's coming in. But anyway, I'm all bundled up in the car. I'm just, and all of a sudden, I just felt the energy to do a video. It just hit me all of a sudden, and I have to record because that's how I operate. I am guided by the spirit. So tonight we're going to talk about something that's been on my mind. And tonight's topic is about survival. That's right, survival. And how survival is the only thing that matters, and love is a waste of time. And I'm going to explain. Okay? First of all, I like to say I am taste, touch, hear, see, and smell. Taste, touch, hear, see, and smell. That's what I am comprised of. Okay? That's the definition of each and every one of us. We are our senses. You see, life is experienced through those senses that I just named, and as well as extra senses that we would call extrasensory perception. I didn't coin that term, but that's what it's already referred to. You have extra senses like the ability to read energies that comes from people. All of those things that we speak about on this channel. So let's dive right into it. I am taste, touch, hear, see, and smell. That's what comprises me. And my experience in this earth is lived through those 5 vehicles, not excluding the others I named, the extra senses. And that's really the only thing that matters, because without those senses, sense of sight, sense of hearing, sense of touch, sense of smell, I am nothing in this world. I am connected to this world based upon those 5 senses. And each one of those senses are plugged into survival mode, because each one of those senses that I named, they are connected to survival, the mode of survival, because that's what it's all about. And how did I come to this? I was on the phone with a relative of mine, and this relative was speaking to me about some female that they were having relationship problems with. And I was listening to him, but in my mind, I was gathering other information while I was speaking to him. And I was saying to myself, I am so glad that I am beyond that level of having to feel like I'm not fulfilled unless I have somebody to fulfill that emptiness that he was basically expressing to me. Because a female, because he was having relationship problems, he started feeling bad. And I was saying to myself, I'm so glad that I have graduated beyond that level, because it has nothing to do with survival. You see, it's not a necessity. When we speak about love, love is not a necessity, because love is not necessary for survival. The only type of love that is real is survival. Everything outside of that is basically a misguided emotion that's leading you into some wild goose chase to nowhere. I have come to the reality in my life that relationships, they mean nothing. Now, don't get left side of the brain wrong by what I'm saying. I'm not saying that, like us, for example, we come together on like terms of spirituality. That's our commonality. We understand the world. We talk about it on this channel. We meet up, we link on this channel. We discuss things in the comment section, on the live streams. And I'm pretty sure that many of you ponder about this information on your day-to-day. So that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing that matters. Making sure that your spiritual self remains healthy. Because when you allow your emotional self to get all tangled up in other people, then you risk creating negative emotions inside of you, which will affect your physical health. Because one thing about people I've learned, people come and they go. When you're talking about love and relationships, it's temporary. You see? And you can't put no stock in nobody. When you are in relationships and you thinking that it's going to last forever, you only playing with your own mind. You playing with your own emotions. And I think I said it once on this channel that whenever you dealing with relationships, you just dealing with you gambling with your good feeling. You see, like I can take my life as a personal example. I can be having a good day, and then all of a sudden I get a text from a certain female or something. A disappointing text. Oh, we were supposed to meet here or do this or such and such. She's having an attitude, and all of a sudden their negative feelings spills over into your life. Is that necessary? Think about it. It's not necessary. You can be having the most beautiful day, and all of a sudden someone else that you are in a so-called relationship with, they come around and mess up the beautiful day that you was having. The beautiful experience that you was having within your five senses. Then all of a sudden somebody comes, says something, and does something that alters the way that you was feeling. That's why this loneliness, this monk lifestyle, it's the best way to go. Like, I live by myself. Just the other day, I had a female over, right? And she spent the night for 2 nights. And I was so happy when she left because the entire while I felt like I wasn't free. Even though I was in my own place, I still didn't feel free. Because one thing about a relationship, it's like a game of cat and mouse. You are constantly finding yourself trying to validate yourself in the eyes of that person that you are in the relationship with. And you will never be able to satisfy anybody outside of yourself. Many times we can barely satisfy our own selves, yet alone talking about somebody else. So when you start bringing all of these other factors into your life, that's where the confusion comes in. That's where the unrest comes in. But once you learn how to really embrace this Jaguar lifestyle, once you understand that survival is the only necessity, you will lose the addiction of having to have other people around you, like I have. The only time I really deal with a woman is for sex. Other than that, I'm good. Like, I don't need someone constantly around me. I don't need someone constantly pestering me. I don't need it. I enjoy doing what I'm doing right now more so than talking on the phone with a female or just hanging out doing something that doesn't amount to anything. I feel much better doing what I'm doing right now because this, what I'm saying, is helping someone succeed, and it's helping myself succeed. Because one thing about life, success in life is learning what it's all about. And I have grasped the concept of survival, and that's what it's all about. And as a man, for any man that's listening, you have to learn how to build that wilderness man mindset. And what I mean by that is you have to learn how to live alone without feeling alone. I'm going to say that again. As a man, you have to learn how to start living alone without feeling alone. Once you can achieve that, you have achieved greatness in life. Once you can achieve that, you would have freed yourself from the addiction of others. That's right. Others is a drug. Having to be around people all the time, that's a herd mentality. Now, I'm not saying that we don't need people. I'm not saying that, like I say, people can, hit the likes button and things like that. I'm not saying that it's anything wrong with having healthy relationships. What I'm speaking about is having to be around people all the time and always having to, oh, I'm bored, and always feeling bored. And why can't you just accept who you are? I'm a single body soul being, and I have accepted that. Here's another thing I'm going to say. If you haven't accepted that, it's no need to even look at other videos on this channel, because this channel is a self-empowerment platform. This is a university. It's all about turning you away from the organic portal society and molding you into a Jaguar. That's what it's about. And the day is going to come. We're going to come together. But for now, we are engaged in the secret wars where it is us versus them. And that's why we have to learn how to move in solitude, because our lives is more so a covert operation. Because we are not in the mainstream, we have to learn how to live beneath the radar to avoid getting caught up in all of the vampirism that exists in this world. So by spending more time with yourself, you exclude the opportunity to become somebody's soul food. You don't want to be their blood. You don't want to be their blood appetite reliever, because they will actually drain you. They will drain all of the life force energy out of you. And you need that life force energy to survive. You need to keep all of that within yourself. You don't give away. That's why when you always around people, you start feeling drained and tired. And when you be in relationships, have you noticed that? You always end up feeling drained, tired, even if you have a lot of children. That's why I say don't have kids. But for some of you, it's too late. You've already crossed that threshold, you see? But for me, that would be something that would be very draining to me. Like right now, I had to come into my own inner sanctuary to drain out all of the negative things I picked up from just living from day to day. You know how when you eat food and you feel heavy and tired, and then you have to digest your food and eliminate the waste from your body? You have to do the same thing with your spiritual body. You see? And it is not healthy to be crowded around people all of the time, especially those type of people, because you're not gonna feel good. I already know. Like you're not gonna feel good if you possess a soul. You're not going to feel good around a bunch of human prison bars 24/7 on your job or wherever you may be, in crowds and social situations. You see, you're not going to be happy. You see, I consider myself an antisocial disestablishmentarian. That's the longest word in the English language. Antisocial disestablishmentarian. And what that means is somebody who detests and has a disgust for social situations. That's me. That would be me. Because I don't like being around people, because the more people you be around, the less freedom it feels like you have. So I enjoy my peace. I mean, when you by yourself, you can't help but to get revelations. Revelations, insights, epiphanies, they will come to you by the tons. By the tons, I tell you, if you only allow it. Allow yourself to bring yourself to life. You will never know who you really are because you're always around other people. Sometimes just go in the bathroom. Sometimes you just have to go into the bathroom after taking a shower, wash your face, and just stare at the mirror for 10 straight minutes. I do that all the time. And you'll notice your face will start changing. Your eyes will start, your sight will start to get blurry. You really look at yourself and really find out who you are. And then you will see your face will start distorting, and because you will be breaking through the veil of the illusion. You see, when you first look at yourself in the mirror, you're looking at the illusion. But when you just stare at yourself, you come in contact with who you really are. You'll come in contact with those extra senses that I speak about outside of the 5 senses of taste, touch, hear, see, and smell. Once you just stare at yourself in that mirror, you will introduce yourself to the voice that you hear in your conscious. That's the loneliness that too many times we don't greet and we don't meet. And it's funny that sometimes people will live their entire life without even knowing their true self. It's just like because they didn't take time to examine who they really are. It's just like, and I don't want to sound too vulgar, but it's certain body parts that you don't even know how certain areas of your body look because you never took a mirror to look at certain parts of your body that, you know, your neck can't turn around and reach. Then your doctor may find a mole or some type of birthmark in some private area on your body that you didn't even know was there because you never examined yourself. So the same can be said with your spiritual self. You see, you're so focused on everything around you that you lose out on your own self. And it's all about survival. Survival, staying alive, and staying spiritually healthy, which is impossible if you are always crowded around people. And that's why I'm having to take a break from the channel, because if I want to get the book done, I'm going to have to upload less videos until I get the book done. And then I can have something, you know, and I'll present the book, and that would be another great chapter in the Left Side of the Brain trilogy. You see, I can't wait to announce to the Jaguars that the book is completed. And I know you can't wait. But how can I do that if I keep giving my energy to everybody else instead of taking care of things in my own personal self? Because at the end of the day, it's about survival. It's not about other people. It's not about relationships. It's not about nobody but you. So you have to be selfish in order to survive, right? I'm not talking about being stingy. We so used to hearing something and always take the negative connotation from something. I'm not talking about being stingy. I'm talking about being selfish in order to survive. Selfish as in preserving oneself, which is absolutely the only righteous or the most righteous thing that a person can do. What's more righteous than keeping yourself alive and healthy? What's more righteous than that? Is anything more righteous than keeping your own self healthy and alive? It would be a sin to let yourself go to waste. Especially after all of this information you have heard on this Left Side of the Brain channel. So it's not like you are naive to any of this, because you know. And that's a fact. Nothing is more important than you. So tonight after you listen to this video, you take a shower tonight, I want you to stare in the mirror for 10 minutes and just look at yourself. Don't get caught up in you, just look at yourself. That went over the heads of some of y'all. I want y'all to do this mirror exercise tonight. Look at you. Not your face. Look at you. The person behind the reflection in the mirror. Learn who that person is. And that's another way to awaken you, and another way to separate you from them. Because once you become more and more aware of who you are, you separate from them. You see? Before you can even become a united soul, you must first unite with your own soul. You see? You can't be a united soul with the team if you haven't even united with your own soul. Because if I meet you, let's say if I meet you, and this is another reason why people have problems in relationships, because they be looking to validate themselves in the eyes of someone else because they haven't validated themselves within their own eyes, because they never took time to come to terms with their own self. So that's why I don't try to be in relationships with people and all of that, because most of the time these people you dealing with, they not even happy within their own self. So they going to make you feel negative because they feel negative. They never going to be satisfied if you satisfied. If you feeling down, they will want you to feel down. That's just how it is. The crab in the barrel syndrome. So personally, I'm not looking for anything except peace of mind. Peace of mind. That's all I'm looking for. And anything that comes along with that, if it's not down with my program of having peace of mind, I don't need it in my life. I'm fed up with them. Y'all know what we mean by them when I say them on this channel. So I'm fed up with them. Love is something that's totally unnecessary. If it's not, see, the only love is accepting the truth and just fighting through the pain of when you first accept the truth. Because when you first hear something and it's so true, but yet you're still addicted to that organic portal realm, when you first hear the truth, it's hard for you to accept it. But once you get past that stage of hurt, then it's easy breezy. So that's the point that I want each and every one of you to be on. Because that's the point of being a God. Not the God, but walking and mirroring yourself after the true light that I'm speaking about. Because truth is the only reality. It's the only love that counts. Everything else you call in love, guess what? It will fail you. It's going to fail you the moment you think you found true love outside of yourself and someone else. That love has already failed you because you have violated the number one rule, which is never put stock and trust in something else other than you and the Creator. Once you break that rule, you have already violated the number one law. You have put something above the Creator and yourself. So you have already set yourself up for failure. So never put stock in people. Now, if you in a relationship, don't even call it anything. Just look at it like an extracurricular activity. Don't take it serious. Don't take relationships serious. I'm trying to tell you. Because you're setting yourself up for failure. And once you embrace what I'm saying, it will be impossible for you to be heartbroken by anybody. Because once you unplug and say, I don't give a fuck, how can somebody hurt you? So what I'm telling you is, this will build up a self-defense. Once you accept yourself, and when you accept yourself, that's when you have walked into true love. And I'm not telling you that, treating other people is a bad thing, but don't fall in love. That's why they say falling in love. Since when was falling a sign of overcoming something? Falling? If a waiter fell, they drop the trays everywhere. So you got to listen to the lingo and everything in the sayings and all of the colloquial terminology. That's why they say falling in love. You fell. You fell. You fall in love. You fell. If you take a test and you don't pass, guess what? You failed. Just like when you are falling in love with people. Falling in love blindly without the wisdom that I'm telling you now. Now, you Jaguars who got this wisdom and understanding, if you are in a relationship, like it's different for you than a person who gets in a relationship, break up, and guess what? They commit suicide. Boom, they blow their brains out because they didn't have the understanding of self. Don't put nothing above yourself. That's what I'm saying. This is Left Side of the Brain signing out. I hope you all enjoyed tonight's message. It's been a while. Hit the likes button, subscribe to the channel, add us on Instagram if you haven't already. This is Left Side of the Brain, working on that book. And I want to give a shout out to all of the Jaguars. Keep your heads up. You want to support the team, you can do that. We have a Patreon. I'll leave all of that information in the subscription box. Until we meet again, this is Left Side of the Brain signing out.